I look like unwashed, slapped arse because right now I was just out cutting my grass in the 100-degree heat at 8 a.m. and I got a message in the Sons of Liberty admin chat on Facebook Messenger that we had a small fire over one of our posts. So I'm taking a quick break to unleash some of this heat-driven rage. What's up, fam of Liberty, and also everyone else who's watching this video who isn't following our channel for some unknown, mystifying, stupefying reason? It's your boy Big Sarge, the artist formerly known as Admin Tim. I'm the founder of the Sons of Liberty social media organization that's been steadily enraging MAGA fuckface ass clowns since 2015, and more recently, a handful of super woke leftists who thought I was just going to ignore their bullshit too. And I'm about to piss off another handful. Are you ready? Yesterday, the Sons of Liberty admin team posted material about Trump's latest executive order. You know the one. Late Thursday evening, mandating that states begin passing legislation to round up their homeless and mentally ill children for work camps. Does that ring a bell? And by that, I mean the post that we made on Facebook where the MAGA bootlickers were strangely silent about their states' rights, but also some of y'all alleged leftists who told us we're overreacting. I'm going to ignore dunking on MAGA for this particular rant because that's low-hanging fruit. But I am an equal opportunity verbal shotgun, and stupidity pisses me the fuck off. And some of y'all alleged allies and accomplices are nothing of the latter two and everything of the former. You got all the salty tears in the world for brown people being rounded up and putting in cages and shipped off to taxpayer-funded concentration camps, but oh, heaven forbid it's a filthy, nasty, dirty, drunk, wino, homeless person. All of a sudden, the pearl clutchers talking shit about overreacting are like, well, first of all, Admin Tim, the proper term is unhoused, so you must not be that much of a leftist because that's an ableist slur. Shut the entire actual fuck up about what they're called and address the issue, you fucking cunt. The Scotsman's about to come out and no, I'm not bringing out the bagpipes. You're so fucking busy towing police and other leftist liberals and progressives and then turning around and saying, nah, you're overreacting. But you don't give a good goddamn about the unhoused homeless people. Newsflash, motherfucker, you can care about more than one thing at once. Also, newsflash, motherfucker, an estimated 5%, possibly more, because how the hell can you actually tell? At least 5% of the homeless people are veterans. That's my fucking tribe, you fucking ball bag shite-eating cunt. Y'all love Sons of Liberty for taking back patriotism, and y'all love that suddenly there were tons of veterans who weren't amosexual MAGA fuckface ass clowns, but heaven goddamn forbid it be unhoused homeless veterans. Oh, we're overreacting. Y'all love Sons of Liberty for talking about historical things like the Civil War and crushing Confederate traitors and Jim Crow laws and slavery. And y'all loved our historical takes on Black History Month and tying in post-Reconstruction Jim Crow laws with modern-day enslavement through the heavy-handed over-policing and sentencing of black people so that states could use imprisoned black folks in the context of, well, they ain't slaves now, is they? They're prisoners. But when we pointed out that this executive order is the continuation of Trump and RFK creating work camps, and yes, Trump said that he wants work camps. When we pointed out that these work camps for the homeless and neurodivergent and mentally ill would provide cheap farm labor, and those are Trump's words, not ours, cheap farm labor from these new prisoners whilst, and I quote again, cleaning out the toxins of their systems, because RFK is a fucking moron who thinks clean air and hard work are the cure for autism and depression. Y'all said we were overreacting. We had at least one both sides comment, and one of y'all dumb sons of bitches even said we were appropriating the Holocaust. This is what I mean when I say some of y'all are fucking so woke that you need to go take a fucking nap. And it's fucking thinly disguised bullshit that you're a fake, a phony, a fraud. You're blue MAGA, and you can all go fuck yourselves. You don't give a shit about the dirty, filthy, homeless, unhoused people unless it's as a pawn for some of your religious anti-government, don't mess up their park benches and make it so that the unhoused can't sleep there rallying cry. You're fucking performative, and you may as well go hang out with the MAGA racists because I sure as fuck don't even want that kind of shit on my fucking team. Oh, and since you want to check out the big brain on Brad, Mr. You're appropriating the Jewish and Roma Holocaust, blah, blah. First of all, it's the height of arrogance to think that you're more of a subject matter expert on the English language than the Oxford Dictionary. And I quote, with relish, the Oxford Dictionary definition of a concentration camp. a place where large numbers of people, especially political prisoners or members of the persecuted minorities, are deliberately imprisoned in a relatively small area with inadequate facilities, sometimes to provide forced labor or to await mass execution. And right now we know that there's forced labor coming. So who the fuck knows what's coming after that? Now, since you want to run your fucking mouth about how we're appropriating whatever, how about you shut the fuck up, sit the fuck down, and drink your fucking milk whilst Big Sarge explains something to you. Adolf Hitler was inspired by white America killing Native Americans and segregating both Native Americans and black people. Hitler literally drafted his concentration camps by studying America's Indian reservation system. In his book, Mein Kampf, Hitler praised the United States for denying citizenship based on race and for clearing out Native Americans to make room for a racially pure population. He viewed America's westward expansion and its policies towards Native Americans as a potential model for Germany's expansion into Eastern Europe, which was called Lebensraum, and the displacement or elimination of local populations. Hitler's concept of concentration camps and the practicality of genocide were influenced by his studies of the treatment of Boer prisoners in South Africa and also Native Americans in the United States. Hitler reportedly admired the efficiency of America's extermination of Native Americans through starvation and uneven combat, and he considered policies resembling the reservation system, including forced migrations and confinement in specific areas, as a means to reduce the numbers of Jewish people through starvation and disease. Beyond Native American policies, the Nazis also studied and admired American eugenics movements and Jim Crow laws as models for racial segregation and discrimination. Nazi ideology surrounding racial purity didn't just include Jews, and it wasn't just Jews that he rounded up. There were Roma, as you mentioned, and Sinti people, and Slavic people who he needed gone because he wanted their land. He wanted to improve the genetic makeup of the population, so they persecuted people that they deemed to be disabled, either mentally or physically, as well as gay people. And they didn't just dive right in. They started with rounding up undesirables and forcibly deporting them and rendering them stateless, like Anne Frank. They started with political opponents, primarily communists, trade unionists, intelligentsia, social democrats, as well as those whose religious beliefs conflicted with Nazi ideology, such as Jehovah's Witnesses. These people were also targeted for persecution. It's worth including that Trump was criticized for these ideas leading up to 2 elections that he won, allegedly, back in the 2016 campaign. Trump was very cozy with Joe Arpaio. Remember him? The fucking sheriff that put people in pink pajamas out in the hot Arizona sun? Trump was cozy with Arpaio, who called the places that he kept prisoners a concentration camp. Literally what he said, which was a tent city. He also said things about rounding up Muslims that prompted talk of him desiring to build camps for undesirables. There are lots of people in this country that love the camps because they like feeling superior, which is just their mediocrity on display. They came for the brown people in cages, they came for the homeless, they came for the trans people, and now they're coming for the mentally ill and the unhoused. Let me spell this out for you. Your protests, disorderly behavior, especially if you get rowdy, sudden confrontations, violent attacks. Refer to what I just said. That's in the executive order. They'll be looking for excuses to hammer down on the eccentric and the outspoken and the reactionaries next. And let's not forget that the right wing has tried to vilify liberalism as a mental disease. And let's also not forget that they've tried to dehumanize transgender people as being mentally ill. You think this won't be a stepping stone? Don't give me any of your slippery slope bullshit either. If you haven't been fucking paying attention since February, then get the fuck out of my face and go drink some of Big Sarge's super woke coffee. So for all you motherfuckers saying that we're overreacting, let me tell you something else. Whenever someone like you tells me that I'm overreacting, I'm not taking it seriously enough. Learning that they could put brown people in concentration camps and forcibly deport them only made them bolder. And if y'all super woke liberals, specifically the ones that are running their fucking keys over the keyboard at me, if y'all don't give a shit about the homeless, the unhoused, then we damn sure know that MAGA doesn't care either. First, they came for the black people and the brown people, and I spoke up because it was wrong, even though I'm not black or brown, and also I've read the rest of the fucking poem. Then they came for the gays, and I spoke up, even though I'm not gay. Well, maybe a little bit. Then they came for the Muslims, and I spoke up because it was wrong, even though I'm an atheist. Actually, I'm Jew, but I'm also an atheist. Then they came for the trans people, and I spoke up even though I'm not trans. When they came for the illegal immigrants, I spoke up, even though I'm a legal immigrant. Then they came for the pornographers, the rebels, the dissenters, and their speech and their flag burning. And I spoke up then too, because rights are not only for the establishment. Then they came for the unhoused, homeless people, many of whom are veterans. And you shitbags threw my brothers under the bus that was carting off the rest of the unhoused. So when they come to put you on the train, you can fucking choke and die. I will be too busy saving myself, me and mine, and the fam of liberty, and I'll be fighting for the rights of the others that you didn't care about. I'll be too busy worrying about that rather than some smarmy fuckface who sneered down his nose at my team to tell us we were overreacting. That is my time for today. Big Sarge out here. 2 claps and a Rick. Woo!
And now it's time for the throw punch!